Former FBI Director James Comey and his lawyers were in a federal courtroom today in Alexandria, Virginia. His defense team asked that the charges against him be dismissed, as they say their request is on the grounds that the charges are based on a, quote, vindictive and selective prosecution. Comey is facing federal charges of false statements to Congress and obstruction of justice. CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman joins me now from New York City to discuss all of this. Katrina, we know the hearing has just wrapped, so what have you learned, and what did Interim U.S. Attorney Lindsey Halligan have to say about the indictment?
Mugo, the big news out of this hearing is that the full grand jury never saw the operative indictment against James Comey. Essentially what happened was Interim U.S. Attorney Lindsey Halligan first presented the grand jury with one indictment that had 3 counts. They only indicted Comey on 2 of those counts. Instead of then presenting that final indictment to the grand jury again, we're learning from her exchange with the judge that it appears she just edited that first indictment and only showed it to the foreperson and then one other grand juror. So the judge actually called upon Lindsey Halligan in court to question her personally about this when this information came to light. And he apparently asked her if he was correct. The entire grand jury was never presented with the final indictment. And she said, no, you're not, saying that the grand juror was in the magistrate's room and that the foreperson saw it. But what James Comey's attorney responded to this, Mugo, is that there is no indictment that Comey is facing. They say that is a threshold basis to dismiss this case completely, because in their eyes, it actually was never voted on or seen by a full grand jury. And Lindsey Halligan and the DOJ's attorney has admitted to this in court. So that is really the biggest news of today.
Yeah, that is in fact a big development. So Katrina, what comes next? Is the judge going to make a decision or ruling, and when can we expect that?
The judge said he's not ruling today. He called the issues, quote, too wavy and too complex, Mugo. So he wants to weigh this information that has come to light. Another big revelation in there is that there was a questioning about whether there was a declination memo. There have been reports that the career prosecutors in that office did not believe there was sufficient evidence to bring charges against James Comey.
Right.
So the judge was asking the prosecution's attorney about this, and he said that he had been instructed by the Deputy Attorney General not to discuss this. He said that there was in fact written correspondence of whether to pursue charges, but that he'd been told that information might be privileged, no decision had been made yet, so he would not speak to that information. But there is potentially this memo that had said the people who were in that office before, who had investigated this, did not believe these charges should be brought. Interim U.S. Attorney Lindsey Halligan was only there for a couple of days before she went to a grand jury, and now it appears that that process was not even done correctly.
Okay, we know you will continue to follow this one for us. Katrina Kaufman, thank you so much.